It is Thursday, everyone. Welcome into the News 10 Plus desk. I'm Taylor Gattoni with Nicole Buckman from Studio 10.
Yeah, hello. I just realized, I know we do this every once in a while. You are taller than me.
I might be cheating a bit because I have on my taller shoes.
Okay. But I also have my heels on, too. So, yeah, I think you just are.
I'm a little bit tall. I wouldn't call myself tall, though, but taller,
no,
sure.
Neither. No. But anyway, yes, it is Thursday. We are so excited that we've, made it, a couple more days through the week. I think yesterday there was all of that, oh my gosh, it's November 1st. Oh my gosh, it's snowing. Oh my gosh, it's Christmas. But now I think people are more like, okay, guys, it's November.
You had a fun little banter yesterday at the end of Studio 10, whether, November 1st meant continue on with the fall decorations and Thanksgiving, of course, or some people, like Rochelle, they just want to hop into the Christmas holiday spirit.
Yes. And I still stand by Thanksgiving.
You gotta give it some time.
You gotta give it some
just
time.
A little bit.
But I also appreciate people that put up their Christmas trees. It's a tradition. I get it.
Now, a different question would be, how long do you leave up your Christmas stuff? Because for me, then I just leave it up.
Yeah,
until like February.
Right. Yeah, I do keep it up for a little bit in January. I do the thing though with clocks, and I know we're gonna have to be falling back and adjusting our clocks this weekend. I like to leave one clock, I don't change it. So then that way it's perfectly fine, or whatever the next time we have to.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. And then
doesn't that throw you off?
No, because it's only 1 o'clock, and then I just look at it. I'm like, oh, I have a whole hour. Yeah, or I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm an hour behind. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't know. I'm weird. Anyway, on Studio 10, which is exactly at 3 o'clock, if you have your clocks correct, we have a great show for you today, or should I say, an OKLAHOMA show for you. We are featuring.
Where is this going?
I know. We are featuring the cast of Oklahoma, and there's a big song that they spell out.
Oklahoma.
Where the wind comes on the line. Yes. I'm not singing. I was in the musical when I was younger, but we're leaving it to the DeWitt High School, and it's really cool. They have 2 casts that are performing it. So it is a lot of fun. So much talent there. So we're going to get kind of behind the curtain there and talk a little bit about the importance of high school theater, and just kind of just showcase them. They're fabulous, very, very fabulous. It's a very classical musical, which we don't see a lot nowadays. So definitely stay tuned for that, and as well as one of our favorite places to visit, especially in Grand Ledge, is the Flower Child Bakery.
Oh, yeah.
They have some fabulous pretzels and homemade pretzels, homemade bagels. And now they are expanding. They've expanded, actually. So they have more seating areas, which if you go in there, it's so cute. It looks like a little diner.
Aww.
Yes. But they've also expanded and have a new event space. So if you, which is good for small to medium sized gatherings. Okay. So, if you want a fun place or a different kind of space for a business meeting, it's there. What about a baby shower, wedding shower? It's there. So we kind of show that new space. And then the best part about this, in my personal opinion, is even if you have a business meeting there, it can be catered by Flower Child Bakery. Ooh. So you get all of those sweets right and ready right there. So it's a lot of fun. So you'll definitely want to stay tuned for that. As well as, let me think, what else do we have? Oh, yeah. And November is also National Peanut Butter Month. Yes. Duh. You didn't know that?
Obviously.
But, we kind of dive into the peanut butter, and we kind of spread the knowledge of the different ways that you can use it. Okay. Besides on the bread. So it goes beyond the bread.
Maybe even the celery.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I haven't put peanut butter on my celery in a while. I do put it on my apples.
That's good, too. That's really good. We were actually talking about that. One of our producers was going off about that, I think, earlier this week.
Yeah.
A good snack. Healthy.
Very, yes. So definitely tune in for that, because you can use it for some interesting things, like leather. Yeah. Gum removal. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Wait, this is really good.
I know. We'll tell you how.
Beyond just consuming the peanut butter. Okay,
it can help clean. Yes, definitely. It'll get you out of some sticky situations.
Do you remember, and you probably have seen this before, that one peanut butter baby who rubbed peanut butter all over itself? This was years ago.
What? I don't remember seeing that.
Does anyone else? Do you remember that? Justin remembers.
I'm going to have to Google that before the show.
Peanut butter baby. It's so funny. Okay. And the mom or whoever's recording, this baby's sitting on the kitchen table and just has peanut butter all over itself.
Oh my gosh. We'll definitely have to check it
Bathing
out.
in it.
That will also be on Studio 10 today. We will be, no, I'm just kidding. But anyway,
knows?
yes, you'll definitely want to tune in because we'll have all that fun.
All right, thank you,
Yes.
Nicole.
Oh, yes.
The peanut butter baby.
That's peanut butter?
Can we show that somehow? Oh,
That's peanut butter?
Yeah, this baby's got peanut butter. Thank you, Justin. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can smell that from here. That's so funny.
Imagine trying to clean your baby
No.
with all that.
No.
That would
Yeah,
not be
now that I
fun.
think about it- Yeah, okay, anyway. Now I'm thinking more uses of peanut butter. Anyway, continue on.
Studio 10 coming up at 3 o'clock. Thank you, Nicole. All right, that'll be fun. Yeah, definitely tune in. You should always be tuning in. 3 o'clock. They come up in just over 50 minutes. Of course, Monday through Friday at 3 o'clock. You can catch Studio 10. But of course, if you miss them or want to rewatch anything, you can go back to their social media, which we're showing you. If you didn't pick up on that, go to @WILX Studio 10. We're going to bring it back out to Justin, who just showed us that peanut butter baby. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, that always makes your day.
Yes.
Fun things like that. So
You got to watch the video because what is he? He's like, I
Yeah.
don't know. He makes a fun little noise.
yeah, he does. They ask him if he likes it, I think, and then he makes like a approving noise. You can tell he's excited. He covered in peanut butter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, to be young, right? So
We miss it.
yeah.
But there is something kind of exciting. You know, we started off the beginning of the week with freezing temperatures, frost on the car, snowflakes coming down. But we're kind of warming up a little bit. I'm not going to say it's going to be warm necessarily,
sure.
but a little warm up.
For the time of year, yeah. I mean, normal highs now are in the low 50s. We're in that time of year, and so anytime we top 50 degrees, we're doing all right, right? That's going to be the case starting tomorrow through the weekend and into early next week. And so we'll have several days here where we're near or even a little above normal, which we haven't seen much of over the past month or so, at least the last 5 weeks. And so that'll be good news heading that direction.
Oh, very good news. All right, well, let's show them the good news. Let me remove this. We'll hop outside.
Yeah, so that's 127 out there, Meridian Company Skycam Network view, and you can see the sunlight peeking down through those clouds now. That's certainly been nice to see on what was the start. The start of the day was pretty cloudy, but, we've worked some of those clouds out and now seeing a few glimpses of sun. 47-degree temperatures are what we've got, though, even though we've got the south-southwest wind, when it's blowing and you've got numbers less than 50 degrees, we do incorporate a wind chill. And so despite the southerly winds trying to help warm the air up, it's actually making it feel colder the stronger those winds are. 41 is the current feels like in Lansing. You can see 49 is the number in Jackson. Marshall, the one mid-Michigan location that has topped 50 to this point today. And everybody, again, seeing those winds, which at times are gusting around 20 miles per hour. They're pretty steady, about 10 to 15, though, out of the southwest. And so that wind chill is being felt, especially in places like Lansing, Charlotte, Jackson. You're feeling those too. You notice how in Marshall, still 51, even though the wind is blowing. That's because when the number is above 50 degrees, we really don't factor in a wind chill. And so the temperature difference starts to be felt once the number's below 50. Aside from that, you can see again, hour by hour, we're kind of hovering in those upper 40s the rest of this afternoon. And a few folks who are lucky, like Marshall, may get to near 50, and then we'll cool back down slowly but steadily overnight. And so we'll go back eventually to the 30s. The hour by hour forecast is going to kind of show you that here. Again, clouds are sort of holding on here and there. We'll see mix of sun and clouds through the evening. Overnight, it's partly cloudy. And then on our Friday, it's looking likely tomorrow. We start in the 30s but end in the 50s. There is going to be a system to the north in our state. And once that goes through, it is possible the tail end of it gives us a shower or two. So you see that Friday, during the actual day itself, it is going to be dry. However, as we get out into late Friday night, here come a couple of showers, linger into early Saturday morning. It's around sunrise. After that, we'll end up getting back into what should be a dry Saturday. And you see the temperatures here correspond back up into the 50s. And we'll do that with, again, more clouds than sun, but still not a bad day. We haven't really lucked out on the weekends lately as far as our weather goes. This one I think is okay. It's going to be probably mid-50s on both Saturday and Sunday. but at least it's going to be dry for the most part, other than, again, those very small shower chances. Sunday, late in the day, I only got about 10%, and so not too much to worry about there. Michigan State football kicks off against Nebraska at noon at Spartan Stadium on Saturday. Should have a decent day for that, again, especially by some of the recent weeks' standards that we've had for weather across the state. We do fall back on Sunday into standard time from our daylight saving time, and so we'll switch our clocks 1 hour backwards. Sunday, 2 in the morning will become 1 in the morning. So while overnight you gain that hour of sleep and you also get a little bit extra light in the morning, we lose that light in the evening. And so the sunset in the Lansing area is roughly 6:27 p.m. on Saturday. It's about 5:26 on Sunday. And so we'll start to see those sunsets go down before 5:30, a trend we will run out all the way through the end of the year before we start to swing things back around. You do notice Monday is at 58. I think a few folks might get close to 60, especially if we can push back the rain, but again, like it is normally in November when we get it this time of year, very short-lived. We're going to go back late next week into the low to mid-40s, and those overnight lows will bring us maybe some frosty nights as we head out towards the tail end of the forecast. But you know what? We're getting into mid-November by then. That's going to be more or less the normal that we go towards. And so any of these days, again, the top 50 that we get, we got to enjoy, and we're going to get maybe 5 of them here from tomorrow through Tuesday. And maybe one of them, again, Monday. Keep your eyes on that. Keep up to date with us here on your First Alert forecast. Maybe we'll get to throw or talk about a day getting to near 60 as we get out towards Monday. It'll be something we track, though, throughout the weekend, see how everything's shaping up. But in the meantime, dry, quiet weather. We haven't had a lot of that lately. It's normally been active or it's been really cold or something.
Yeah.
This is close to normal, and it's pretty quiet. I don't know. I think for me it's a good weekend to enjoy, and so hopefully folks are able to take advantage.
Well, I was going to say, especially with the Michigan State game happening this Saturday, something to kind of look out for besides the weather, just in case anything happens, would be the road closures, US 127, all of the construction projects happening. So if you are going to the game, you really want to plan ahead. You know, typically you plan ahead with traffic, but even more so because of all the construction projects that are happening. And some people might not be aware of it, so you're going to get a long line of traffic. You don't want to be stuck in that when it's time for game time.
And you know what? In addition to getting your weather forecast, you know what you can also get on the very handy First Alert Weather app? Real-time traffic notifications and updates. Those are all included on the Maps feature of the First Alert Weather app, which once again has got everything that you need for your daily forecast here around mid-Michigan or anywhere. It's got your video updated forecast. It's also got hour-by-hour notifications. It's got the future, past, and present radar, all sorts of great features. And this can, again, be customized to your location and any locations you like to save on there as well. If you got relatives somewhere that you want to get a peek at what's going on where they live, you can do that too. All you got to do is search WILX Weather. It's absolutely free, both the App Store and on Google Play. Great tool to have in your hand. And once again, when you got a weekend like this upcoming where there's events going on, things happening, or if you just want to get those leaves cleaned up, I know they're falling in everyone's yards. I was doing a bit of it yesterday. It's certainly something you want to be able to know that you've got good weather for. If it's going to be really rainy, you might not want to be out there raking the leaves. You know, you wait for a dry stretch like the one we've got coming up. So.
Yeah, and we actually brought someone on Mid-Michigan Matters a little bit earlier this week talking about leaf removal. They were from the city of Lansing, talking about especially when you get the rain. And maybe it doesn't matter so much in your yard necessarily, but on the roads, when you have the rain and the leaves, it can actually create slick conditions out there. Yeah,
similar in a lot of ways to snow and ice. I mean, if you don't have that traction on the roadways, even wet roadways, a lot of people tend, I think, to forget most of the time. A wet road and a dry road, very different stopping distances even on those, though not maybe as slick as a sheet of ice or some snow. Leaves can still provide an impact as well if they're covering, especially neighborhood roads. You go around a corner, even if you're maybe only going 15, 20 miles an hour, you go around a corner that's leaf covered. If those leaves are wet, oh, your vehicle could slide a little bit. Yeah, even with all the safety measures in modern vehicles, you can still have that happen. And so that'll be something to keep in mind moving forward because we're only going to be getting into the winter precipitation soon, and it'll be a continuation of that.
Yeah, well then also, one more thing with the construction projects, when they have the newly paved roads on top of the rain, that creates slick conditions too.
Of course, right.
So, yeah, just be aware of that.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, definitely. The one thing about having a pothole-infested road is you know you've got to go a lot slower on it. You know, once they actually make the nice roads, you're like, oh, I can move on these. Yeah, but then, you know, bad weather happens, and then you've got issues. So
make a good point.
I don't know. I mean, maybe potholes are – maybe you want to take those pothole roads in the winter. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
Some traction, but then your car is just all over the place.
Yeah, at least a little more. You know, a little more vehicle maintenance involved there. So don't do that, but
pop a tire.
Food for thought. I don't know. This is what we talk about on this show. You know, we think about those things. You know,
that is a good question. I like that.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, well, let us know in the comments what you think. We'd like to hear. We do have one comment.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
One from Chris Schultz. He says, hi from East Lansing.
Thanks for watching, Chris.
Yeah, hope you're having a great day so far. We're almost to the weekend, so there you go.
Yep,
Woo!
getting there. Yep.
Amazing. All right, one more time I'll show the forecast because
Yes, perfect.
that is a very nice looking forecast, especially coming off of this past weekend. So yeah, get outside, go enjoy.
Yeah, and the one other thing I guess I can highlight here in the 10-day is you don't see any snowflakes anywhere. So even though we did deal with those on Halloween night, made for a little bit of a spooky forecast, waking up the first morning in November, if you were like me, you looked out on your back deck and you saw a little very faint layer of snow out there. Well, the good news is that was mainly only on those very cold elevated surfaces. If you did have any in your backyard, in the grass, anything like that, it's very brief. It all melted early in the day on Wednesday, yesterday, and I don't think we'll see anything like that in the next at least 9 to 10 days. But who knows after that? Maybe the pattern warms up, maybe it cools down. Either way, you want to stay up to date with us. We're going to have everything you need to know on their first alert forecast.
All right, thank you, Justin. We do want to share what our reporters have coming up during our 90 minutes of news, so we are going to send it to them in the meantime. Oh, there we go.
Thanks, Taylor. The city of Lansing is getting over $6 million in state funding to help address the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. More on that story coming up in our 90 minutes of news starting at 5 o'clock. Make sure you stick around.
I'm Erin Bowling, and today I'm in Lansing because for the first time ever, select Mid-Michiganders will have more than one day of in-person voting. Here in Lansing, voters will have 8 days to come in and vote before Election Day. When we speak with Michigan's Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson, about how this came to be and what this means for future elections. I'll have this story on News 10 at 5:30.
And new bills are headed to Governor Whitmer's office that look to ban guns from the hands of domestic abusers. I have more on what legislators have to say, and I also spoke with a victim. I'll have more on that in our 90 minutes of news. I'm going to pass it over to Taylor at the...
All righty, thank you, Mars, Aaron, and Amaya for sharing what you have coming up during our 90 minutes of news. You may have gotten a little sneak peek of David Andrews standing here. We'll come back out to him in just a second. But first, we're going to talk about what is coming up during Mid-Michigan Matters. During First at 4 today, MPHI Adverse Childhood Experiences. So that is the Michigan Public Health Institute talking about different childhood adverse experiences like domestic violence, parental abandonment through separation or divorce, a parent with a mental health condition, being the victim of abuse, being the victim of neglect, and a member of the household being in prison. So many different factors that can affect someone's childhood. And then coming up on News 10 at 5, e-cig use is down among high school students. We'll share more from a study released by the CDC about teen tobacco use. Coming up on News 10 at 5:30, Kellen Buddy spoke with the health industry leaders about the rise in the infant mortality rate in Michigan. You'll want to tune into that in News 10 at 5:30. And then, of course, we have David Andrews standing next to me right here because coming up on News 10 at 6 this month, our You're Not Alone mental health series shines a light on military veterans and the rising rate of suicide. That is happening tonight, coming up on News 10 at 6. And David Andrews shares one Iraq veteran turned advocate who has made it his mission to tell fellow vets, there we go, that was a tongue twister, that you're not alone. And so, David, you're standing here to share more on that story coming up later today.
It's a powerful story. You'll meet Doug Brinker. He is an Iraq War veteran who attempted suicide twice and lives to tell about it and now lives to help other veterans. And I won't give away the unique twist to the story, but there is a unique twist of how he survived those physically and mentally, and then what he has done now to go on to help other vets, and literally has helped thousands of other vets, and is writing a book now, a 22-chapter book, 22 being significant because it's estimated 22 veterans take their lives every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
Not every year, that's every day.
Every single day.
Wow.
And if you talk to Doug, he'll say it's a lot higher than that. But that's statistically, the government, that's what they say. It's around 22 every single day. And he doesn't hesitate whenever he can to get the number out, the 988 hotline, life-saving hotline, to get that out because it's saving lives. And if a veteran dials 988, they'll be asked immediately, are you a veteran? If they are, press 1. Boom, takes them right to another veteran. So they're going to talk right to another military veteran, not somebody who doesn't, somebody who knows what they're going through.
Yeah.
So that's significant with this 988 number for veterans. Yeah.
That's powerful. I was about to ask you, why is it that they ask if you're a veteran or not? And
Yeah.
because they're able to connect you one-on-one,
Yeah,
like you said,
it's-
firsthand experience.
Yeah, it's powerful because they're going through so much, and I think, and so many of them are so proud they don't like to admit that they have these thoughts, suicidal thoughts, PTSD factors into it. So a lot of them keep it to themselves and don't share with anybody what they're going through, and that's why the suicide rate is so high among veterans and rising at an alarming rate. So Doug Brinker has made it his mission to get the word out, and he's a public speaker. He's on a state VFW board. I mean, the man is everywhere, and like I say, we'll soon have a book that he's publishing to help other vets as well. So it was a great time to talk to him. He's a marvelous story.
Yeah, wow. And 2-time survivor out of that as well. So,
right, exactly.
Well, all right. Thank you, David, for
Yes.
sharing that. That's coming up on News 10 at
News
6
10
tonight.
at 6, right.
All right, we'll see you soon.
All right.
I'll let you get back to
Very
work.
good.
Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
being up
Thank
here.
you.
Like David said, that Lifeline chat number is 988. And like he said, if you're a veteran, they will ask if you are. And, if you are, you say yes. They will connect you to another veteran who's been through a similar experience. And like David said, a lot of people won't mention how they're feeling. They want to express that. And maybe part of the reason could be because you think you're alone. Well, hey, you're not alone. There are people who go through things all the time, and it can be hard going through life. So know that you're not alone. There are resources out there for you. You can go scan that QR code on the right side of your screen. It has a list of resources no matter what you're going through. And these are just suggestions too, of course, around the mid-Michigan area, but you can really help guide you toward what you're looking for, whether that's behavioral counseling, maybe family counseling. You need a psychotherapist, or a therapist, a counselor, anything of the sort. You can go there, scan that QR code for more resources. And again, here throughout News 10 all year long, we are doing the You're Not Alone mental health series to really help those whose emotional well-being might be a little bit shaken up. But again, coming up on News 10 at 6, you just heard David Andrews speaking about the You're Not Alone mental health series, a segment that he's doing on the military veteran, Doug Brinker. So that is coming up on News 10 at 6. And of course, you can have or look forward to a lot more coming up during Studio 10. That's coming up at 3 o'clock. So in just over half an hour, followed by First at 4 and our 90 minutes of news. We want to thank you for watching News 10 Plus. Have a great rest of your day.